What if I told you the most powerful move you make as a leader is the one where you stop trying to fix everyone else? The one where you start owning what's yours. In this episode of The Leadership Edge, we're going to flip the script on traditional leadership advice. You've heard before, you need to let them go. But what if the real growth starts with let me? Let me lead with ownership. Let me model the standard. Let me stay grounded when others drift. This one's not just about boundaries, it's about becoming the leader worth following. Let's dive in on the next episode of The Leadership Edge. Hey, leaders. What if I told you the real turning point in your leadership isn't found in what you control, but in what you can let go of? Welcome to the Leadership Edge, where courage meets candor and leaders rise. Today, we're diving into the concept that hit me straight in the chest and might just shift the way you lead. It's called Let Me. Let's dive in and let's go. So, sometime back, I came across a powerful idea from the one and only Mel Robbins. She's a great author, speaker, coach. She said, let them walk away. Let them believe what they want. Let them not understand your heart. Now, I'll be real. At first, to me, this sounded like it was just giving up. But the more I sat with it, the more I lived with it, and the more I understood it. The let them theory isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's not surrender, it's self preservation. It's choosing to stop wasting your energy on what you can't control. But here's a little bit of a twist. There's another half of the story we don't talk about enough. And that's where the real power lies. It's not just let them, it's also let me. Let me take extreme ownership. So, sometime back, I hit a huge wall. The team I was leading had extremely low morale. Uh, Store performance was slipping. I consistently felt like I was pushing a boulder uphill by myself, and I had every excuse lined up. It was about the corporate structure, it was about the system, it was about the politics, it was about the talent pool. And you know, at times, I even blamed my own team. But deep down, I knew the truth. The culture wasn't broken because of them. It was broken because of me. Now, this wasn't my intention, but it was my impact. That's when I picked up the book Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willenick and Leif Babin. And it absolutely wrecked me in the best way. One of the quotes that stuck with me the most in that book is there are no bad teams, only bad leaders. And when I heard that quote, it cut like a knife, but it was the truth I needed to hear. So I stopped pointing fingers and I said, let me take full responsibility. Let me own the outcome. Let me stop waiting for corporate or conditions or luck to change. But let me lead. But I couldn't just stop there. I realized one of the most important things I had to let me lead myself first. You can't lead another team if you're not leading yourself. So I really started doing the work. I started waking up earlier, going to the gym and working out every day, eating better, journaling when I needed to vent. And I started asking tough questions to myself like, am I leading with consistency or am I just leading with charisma and energy? Am I holding my people accountable or am I just trying to stay liked? Am I empowering ownership or am I just babysitting chaos? These questions were a gut check. I realized I had created a team of performers waiting on me because I hadn't shown them how to lead themselves. So I made the choice. Let me show them what ownership looks like. Let me build leaders, not followers. Let me raise the bar starting with me. There's another quote I will never forget. And it is, if you don't like what you see in the mirror, don't break the mirror. Change what's being reflected. Boom. That hit home. So I started changing the reflection. I gave feedback even when it was extremely uncomfortable. I invited accountability, starting with myself. I even asked for feedback consistently from my team, my mentors, my leaders, my wife. And that's extremely humbling, by the way. And look, change wasn't instant. It took failure, it took time, and it took humility. But then something shifted. Ownership started spreading. People stepped up and trust deepened. Not because I figured out the perfect leadership scientific formula, but because I said, let me model it first. Now, let's be honest. There are moments where I felt extremely alone, where I was doing the right things, but the scorecard just wasn't catching up. And maybe you're in that place right now. Like I said, I've had moments where I've been grinding and giving everything, and it just simply feels like no one notices. But here's what I kept telling myself. They might not get it yet. Let them. Keep going anyway. That's what leadership is. Not making people follow, becoming the kind of leader worth following. Even today, I still face doubt, misunderstanding, and challenge. But I've changed my posture. Let them go. Let them doubt and let them question. But let me stay grounded. Let me stay mission focused and let me lead with courage and heart. Because here's what I know: you don't build culture with control, you build it with consistency, clarity, and compassion. If you're in a tough season right now, carrying more than your share, feeling like your effort is completely invisible, just pause and breathe. I promise you, you're not alone, but you are not powerless. Before you chase the noise, before you try to force alignment, and before you burn out trying to fix what's broken, ask yourself, what do I need to let go of? And what's not mine to own? That's where true, real leadership lies. Let them and let me. Let them opt out, but let me stay all in. Let them resist growth, but let me keep becoming. That's how the tide turns. not by force, but by example. I truly appreciate you joining me today on this episode of The Leadership Edge. And I truly hope you personally got something out of it, personally and professionally, in your leadership style. This this is a really important message for me to share because these are the things that I've walked through that uh I've had the opportunity to make my mistakes and walk through my failures in the fire. And that's why I do this podcast, because I want to share those instances with you all. So the things that I've gone through where I've made mistakes and what I've learned from them, maybe they'll help just one person out there. So now go get out there. Let them walk, but let you lead, because the world doesn't need more control. It just needs more leaders who are all in. Now let's go. Go out there and lead with courage, heart, and candor, and make a difference. Thank you again for joining me